Arlington has won the Super 8 Massachusetts State Championship.
And welcome to the campus of Arlington High School for exciting girls varsity action. My name is Rob Anthony, and I'm alongside my partner, the coach Scott Zwick. And tonight we have the Arlington Spy Pounders squaring off against the Belmont Marauders. Arlington comes into the contest 9-7, 8-6 in the Middlesex League, and Belmont comes in with a record of 17-0, 14-0 in conference. And Scott, Wednesday night basketball. It's seniors night, but the Spy Pounders face a tough test tonight against Belmont.
No, Belmont is now the standard of basketball in the Middlesex League, as we just saw the boys complete an undefeated league season here, but right before us in an electric game, and then we're seeing Belmont here try to do the same thing against your Arlington Spy Pounders. They're undefeated, number one in the state. This is the standard of basketball, not only in the area, but in the state of Massachusetts. Big test for the Spy Pounders.
And we saw a lot of Belmont last year. We traveled to watch them deep into their playoff run. They're led by two very strong players, Jessica Giorgio, a center, and Megan Tan, a guard, and I know you're very impressed with both players.
I am, especially Tan. Tan's the most energetic and effervescent player that I've seen in some time around boys or girls. She's super and sensational. Giorgio is what you want, the class action of a big man, big woman inside these days.
Yeah. And so we're watching senior night. Senior night is, of course, a high school tradition where schools and programs will support the participation of their seniors over the course of the year. And we see Michelle Mahoney giving Belmont seniors some flowers. It looks like we'll have 5 or 6 Belmont seniors, and it's a nice tradition in high school sports, isn't it?
Very much so. The seniors represent the culmination of 4 years in the program that have received the training, attention, and given their sacrifice to improve the game of basketball and improve the game of life. And it's kind of a celebration of the program, the way I see it.
And as we watch the Belmont seniors, I can't help but to think that these seniors have had a lot of success, and this year they're going to be hoping for a championship run. They are ranked number 1 in the state for girls basketball.
They sure are, partner. And we went last year. We saw them when they lost. I believe it was to Catholic Memorial. Yeah. And I remember us talking at the time and noting that the talent that they were going against was a step above them. And we were watching a team that was not ready to make that step. What they're trying to do is prepare to make that step this year. This is the year. Tan, Giorgio, the two type of players that can lead them to that next level.
Yeah, and they of course lost Carly Cristofori, who was a big spark plug for them. We'll see how she's replaced this season. So we're now watching the Spy Pounders celebrate senior night. That is, of course, it is senior Carrie Ann Farina. Carrie Ann's made big strides this year. She's kind of blossomed as an offensive player. And the other senior on the Spy Pounder roster is senior Annie Harris, who is a forward and has been a kind of a stalwart of the defense, has a nice free throw, and has certainly had a good senior campaign.
Both of them have been rocks in Gibraltar for this team, a team of generally neophytes, no juniors on the team, several sophomores, and you know that puts a lot of pressure on seniors when there was that few of them, and there's much of a gap between the young players and the old players. I think they've held up well. They've reported themselves with class and dignity, and represented the school well.
And they both clearly have been leaders on the court this year. The Spy Pounders have sport no fewer than 8 sophomores on the roster. So that is a really, in my own experience, unprecedented for a high school team to have 8 sophomores on the roster.
It's unique, that's for sure, and it's going to be an interesting dynamic moving forward. But for right now, they're going to be the youngsters on this team are going to be put to the task and asked to do things usually well before their time.
Yeah. So we're watching the starting lineups for the Belmont Marauders. Number 14, Nina Minakazi, will start at guard. She'll be a point guard. Number 41, Maya Bergdorf. Number 32, Jane Mahone. And number 33, Megan Tan. And number 13, Jess Giorgio. Spy Potters will have a familiar starting lineup, I predict. Nobody has more fun being introduced than the Arlington Spy Potters. Like the Red Sox in basketball, they all have their own kind of handshake and greeting as they come on the court. And of course, that's Ava Connolly, Diana Wicks, Claire Ewan, Annie Harris, and Carrie Ann Farina. The coach of the Belmont Marauders is Melissa Hart, and the varsity coach of the Spy Potters is Mark Demery. Officials for tonight's contest will be John LeQuinn and Dave Eggleston. And now we will rise for our national anthem. And now we're going to get ready to play a little basketball. We have a nice crowd here on a Wednesday night. A little snow is starting to fall outside. Last night, of course, we had a very severe snowstorm that pushed this game into this evening. And I know Scott and I are happy to be with you here. We are in what we like to call the bird's nest, high above the southern sideline. Scott, what we saw last year with this Belmont team was a very well coached, very highly disciplined team that could execute well, and we'll look to see if they've maintained that. The record would certainly indicate that they have. Yeah,
they have a tight offense. They communicating defense. They're unselfish. It's the whole package. Kind of what's going on here tonight is the Belmont Marauders are where the Spy Ponders want to eventually have their program be, where these sophomores have their eyes headed in the future.
And Claire Ewan wins the tap, and here comes David Conley with the ball, 0-0 to score. See who draws first blood. Ponders will execute their offense. Claire gets alone under the hoop. Annie finds her, but no goal.
Beautiful backdoor cut there by Claire. When teams are overplaying, backdoors are there, and you saw it right in the opening play.
And Jess Giorgio throws the ball out of bounds, and we'll go back to Spy Ponder way. It looks like the Marauders are going to pick up full court.
It might be a three-quarter court smash trap over half court. That's exactly what it is. Whoops, a little slip pass there. Oh, I don't know. Wow, close.
And we have a travel called against Claire, so both teams have turned the ball over here to start the game, and no score. Point guard for Minkazi is a point guard for the Marauders.
It's interesting to see if the Spy Ponders use their defense to deny one pass away. We saw last game against Winchester. Winchester had so much success against their passing on the outside. They eventually kind of backed it off a little bit to kind of protect that middle. and it'll be interesting to see what type of strategy Damare uses. And when you're playing a team that's super sensational and really experienced, a lot of times you really kind of want to make sure you put extra emphasis on making them shoot from the outside.
Yeah, and Jess Giorgio makes both free throws. Bank is open on the second one, and Giorgio is going to be a load to handle underneath, I predict. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. Spy Pounders coming off a 46-28 win against Winchester last week as Wicks throws up a high-arcing rainbow and gets it to go. Diana Wicks.
Wicks with the little in-between game there. That's something she's been working on and improved during the season. That little floater is something that's a weapon in her arsenal.
And the Spy Pounders forcing the Marauders to take their time to get over half court. 15 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, so they're not denying one pass away. What they're doing here is they got this thing packed in. You see Ava Conley with her hands out. She's going to be geez, I don't know. I'm not using. Is this a man or is this a zone? No, this is a man. It's just packed in is all it is. And so they're going to try to make them shoot from the outside with a hand in their face.
15 seconds left on the shot clock again, and that ball will go over half court. Claire will run for it, and a kick ball will be called, and that'll go the Spy Pounders' way.
Well, the one thing that's going to happen if you start packing, you pull the defense in towards the basket is you are going to force the other team to really concentrate and make several passes on offense, and if they don't, they're going to struggle.
Connolly being aggressive with the ball, kicks it back out to Claire off the back of the rim. And that looks like Carrie Ann fighting for a loose ball, and that'll be a held ball on the alternating possession rule. That'll go Belmont's way.
Now, we're going to see kind of history be made. We see a #1 team get toppled tonight. This is kind of how it happens. Game starts helter-skelter, score stays tight, and next thing you know, the pressure's being put on the favorite.
So it's 2-2 is the score, 5:54 left to go in the first quarter. We have another turnover, this time to Farina. She kicks it up ahead to Ava, who will pull it out and initiate the offense.
You see Claire make that move, and you see seniors tonight. A lot of 4 seniors starting for Belmont. And yes, what's the difference between a senior and then maybe a sophomore like Claire? Claire's super and sensational, but she sometimes makes mistakes when she tries to go too fast for her brain. So you see that next year she'll try to make that move and have it down pat.
Long three-pointer for Belmont. No, they get the rebound and kick it back out to Tan. Tan to Giorgio. She wheels into the lane, kicks it back out to Tan. She tees up a 3, and she switches it home. Kaboom. Megan Tan makes it 5-2 Belmont.
Megan Tan knows what to do when she's got a little bit of space on the three-point line, and Mark Damare's got to like those last 2 shots. They were fairly well contested from the three-point line, and I think he's going to live and die with that shot.
And that's 2 from Carrie Ann. Rebound Belmont. Here comes Minkazi. Pounders do a nice job getting back on defense. And Annie denies, and she is whistled for the push. That's her first foul of the ball game, first on the Spy Pounders.
We've seen the Spy Pounders have an aggressive approach almost every game the last couple of years that we've been here. Now, when you ask your team to kind of pull off that aggression and pull back, sometimes they think that's a sign of weakness, and they get weak themselves. You can play anytime it's packed in zone and with aggression, but it's controlled aggression. And anytime you're coming more towards the basket, you're just controlling yourself more.
So Kaylee Lyons into the ballgame, and Michelle Mahoney joins her.
Good help defense by the Spy Pounders. You see, when the ball's on one side, those players are all sliding over just like that.
8 seconds left on the shot clock. Long 3 from Belmont, no. And ball is tipped out of bounds. That'll go back Belmont's way. So the Spy Pounders did a nice job once again forcing Belmont deep into the shot clock. It has to be a frustration that they end up with the ball and a reset to 30.
Unbelievable. You force a shot, just the shot you want. You get it to come off where you want, and your players are trying to get there, but sometimes the ball just falls in between the cracks, and that's what happened there.
So going to the rim, getting it to fall is Maya Bergdorf, and it is 7-2 Belmont.
Right there, Bergdorf said, I don't care how packed in this zone is, I'm going to dribble, drive hard, and finish through contact. She did.
Pounders did a nice job handling the press at Belmont that time. And Claire will stop and pop once again off the front of the rim. Here comes Tan.
Great job by Claire stopping dribble penetration there.
That goes off the rim. Here comes Carrie Ann. She will look for early offense. Kicks it ahead of Mahoney. Back to Carrie Ann. She tees up a three. Off the rim. Lyons fights for it. And we have a travel call that time against Maya Bergdorf. So nice job by Kaylee Lyons keeping that play alive and forcing a turnover.
No doubt. And partner, you said early offense. That's exactly what the Spy Ponders have to do. When you're facing a team that's got strength, experience, toughness, you want to get that ball up there as soon as possible when you have an open look, just like that.
And Kate Demarie drains the two, uses the backboard and pulls the Ponders to within three with 3:20 to go in the first quarter.
And the glass in action on both ends now as a serendipitous bank shot went in for Giorgio from the line, and then not so serendipitous there for Mari.
And that's Giorgio teeing it up from the pinch. And a little bit of a rainbow shot. Swishes home.
Woo, that is sharp is what that is. Faces up, a little jab step. You're not going to come near me. I'm just going to drain this like butter.
Mahoney to Connolly. Connolly looking to find an opening. She really can't find it. Picks up her dribble.
Well, there's no one in the state more effective at man-to-man defense than Megan Tan. And the super sophomore is going, Ava Connolly is going to have her work cut out for her tonight.
So a lot of these players have played each other for years and years, starting in club ball, and these teams are very, very familiar with Ava Connolly and her skills, and so they're putting their best defender against the point of the Spy Ponders, and we'll keep our eye on that as Belmont launches a three, hits a three. That's Bridget Martin.
Way downtown, bang, and I'll tell you something. This team is absolutely phenomenal. They're being forced to do something, and it's shooting the outside, and they do it with poised confidence. And Mark Mari's down 12-4. I don't think he could have much complaint with how his team's played.
Driving dish from Wicks. Caitlin Lyons, no. Belmont will take another turn.
Kind of the beat goes on with the Spy Ponders. It kind of sounds like a broken record, but they get these open looks. They run effective offense. They struggle to hit these outside shots, and a lot of that's because they have inexperienced players. Repetition, creates improvement, and you see it there. I mean, how many, Rob? 3, 4 wide open stopping poppers, 15-footers. That's in wheelhouse. So it's just going to be a matter of time. Maybe it'll click some games here, but it'll be more consistent moving forward.
Yep. Meanwhile, Belmont hasn't really missed.
No, and Rob, what I think people might be watching like, wow, what's so spectacular about Belmont? What's so spectacular is they don't make mistakes. Everything's. Well, and of course,
right on cue.
They don't look at the shot clock. That's absolutely phenomenal. Right. Put me in my place, of course. What do I know? I'm a dope.
30-second violation, and not just one of them made mistakes. The whole team made mistakes.
The most epic mistake. Oh my God! They look at the shot clock. I'm winging up here, folks. I just look down. I say, the team's fundamental. I pick superlatives out of my hat.
You're trying your best to will the Ponders to victory, pulling all of your tricks out of a hat. Anything you can do to help, right?
Yeah.
Forcing turnovers from the booth.
Right. Giorgio hasn't missed a shot from the left elbow in 6 years. Let's hope she takes 12 there tonight. Oh, holy God. I can't believe that. I mean, it had to be 2 seconds after I said it.
That was perfect.
And I was about to go into it.
Right.
What I was going to say, I do stand by you.
They seldom make mistakes.
They seldom make mistakes, but more importantly, they're fundamentally sound. They get into a triple threat. They don't throw baseball passes. So I got it wrong, folks.
So why don't I talk for a while? I'm going to talk for a while. Oh, and Claire misses one. I'm going to bring a sock. I'm just going to shove it in your mouth if this happens again, Scott. I'm warning you right now.
Wow.
So it is 43 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 12-6. Belmont 15 on the shot clock.
Real aggressive defense there by Claire. So when they've identified certain players that they want to guard near the three-point line, and that's one of them. Good dribble drive there.
And that's Kiki Cristofori. And Kiki is a sophomore also. Carly Cristofori's sister. We saw Kiki playing JV action last year, strong player, and she made a nice move to the hoop. And Tan is back in the ballgame for Belmont.
Cristofori has big shoes to fill from her sister.
Oh, nice play that time by Kaylee Lyons for two. Lays it up with her left hand. 14-8 Belmont.
Back door's been there since the opening tip. They've taken advantage of the second time. Player cut to the basket. Saw there was a player in her vision. If there's a player in your vision or in the field of vision of the ball, where the ball would be, that's an automatic back door, because that means that player is called overplaying you.
Yeah.
They overplay you, the back door should be open.
17 seconds left to go in the quarter. The shot clock is off. Belmont likely will try to push for the last shot.
Belmont's the best last-second shot clock team in the history of basketball. See if I can get that to go.
Yo, the Jinx, the Zwick Jinx. And they'll launch a long three. And he did it.
It works.
He did it.
It works. Belmont is 177-0 after leading in the first quarter in all games in the last 20 years that begin on the days of the week that begin with Y, they end with Y.
Oh, Scott is pulling out some effort and determination
Absolutely.
there. And at the end of the first quarter, as we're already getting a little silly, we have Belmont Marauders 14 and the Arlington Spy Ponders 8. And so far the difference in the game is shooting.
It is shooting, and we're being silly. There's nothing silly going on in the court down there. This is a strong battle between two energetic clubs, and the Belmont team. I think that's so. What's the difference, right? People say you look up and you see 14-8. Well, that's 6 points. It's 6 points. It's 3 baskets.
Yeah.
You always got to keep that in mind. How many baskets you're down? So it's 3. So 3 baskets was the difference. I saw 3 open jumpers that they hit. I saw 3 open jumpers they missed.
Yep.
That's how different. That's how tight these games are.
And for the Spy Ponders, one thing that Coach Mark Demery has to like is the defense, the full court press. Now, Belmont is being patient with it, but it is taking time off the top of the clock and forcing Belmont deep into the shot clock.
No doubt, and he's not trapping off it. So it meant just to slow them down, to make them more methodical, and kind of break them over a long period of time.
And steal that time by number 41, Maya Bergdorf. Belmont will reset their offense. That is Megan Tam with the ball. Calls out a play. Here's Cristofori all the way to the hoop. She throws it over the top to Bergdorf, and Bergdorf tips it out of bounds, so the Spy Ponders can take a turn.
Good help defense. The Spy Ponders are really improving and putting an emphasis on that help defense, and we saw its effectiveness right there.
And here comes Connolly. She finds Flanagan, who gives it to Harris with a rainbow. No, Connolly recovers the ball. Shot clock at 14. Farina goes to the hoop, and she'll draw contact, says Dave Eggleston. She'll go to the line for another 2. She's 2 for 2 from the line so far in this game.
Improving that rebounding is not all about height. It certainly helps to have some, but we see Ava kind of, Rob, it's one of the most effective rebounding guards we've seen here in 2 years, and she is not a tall player. She's a slight player, but she has a nose for where the ball's going to be and gets there quick.
Yeah, nobody puts more effort into the game than Ava Connolly, as Farina hits the free throw to make it 14-9 with 7:20 left to go in the second quarter.
Ava kind of wears the game on her soul, as I like to say, which means she just cares so much. The outcome is very important to her, and sometimes that can get a little overwhelming.
And Bergdorf missing long 3, and Claire Ewan fights the rebound, ties up Jess Giorgio, and that'll be Ponders' ball on the held ball.
Maybe.
Oh no, it won't be. It'll go Belmont way.
Alternating possessions, preposterous and silly.
And Claire will try to go coast to coast. And she's fouled by Cristofori that time. So Claire trying to do it with a bounce.
I think Claire was a little bit fortunate right there. I think she traveled, but it's possible that the official was saying she got pushed into that travel, which is the correct call if that was the case.
And that is super sophomore Claire Flanagan. Ewan with a rebound, throws up a hook, no. Annie Harris fights for it. Belmont comes down with it. They have numbers on the break. No, they don't have numbers. Really nice job getting back in transition defense. And then with the steal comes Ewan, her third steal of the ball game.
I'll tell you something. If Megan Tan has her worst game of the year, she can have me to thank, because I touted her at the beginning and she struggled.
You're on your game tonight, Coach Scott Zwick. Although that was a nice rebound by Tan, and she dribbles it up with her left hand.
Yeah, you know, if there was one criticism I had of Tan last year, I thought she could have been a little more aggressive, just like this, as we see her taking the whole. That one I got right, kind of on cue, a little crossover. She got great crossover, and she's one of the fastest players I've seen in the last couple of years. But if there was one criticism I had, it was kind of she a little bit tentative nature to. It didn't kind of fit with how fast she was, but you know, we see what she can do when she puts your mind to it right there.
She likes to work the left-hand side of the court, and she's got a little hezzy that she does, and that's kind of a move that's mature beyond her years.
Very much so, and you know, anytime a player has a move that's going to their left hand, she actually goes to the left side of the court, dribbles right, crosses to her left, and then uses her backside shoulder to protect as she's going to the rim. What you saw right there, that is just exactly what you said. It's a next level move. It's really a college move.
And Tan makes them both, 16-9 Belmont. That foul, by the way, was on Ava. That's her first. That's a 14th foul of the half on the Spy Ponders as Ava launches an 18-footer off the back of the rim. Georgia with the ball. She will not give it back. And here comes Tan.
That's Ava's shot right there. That's the one she should be taking 200 a day of in the offseason, because that is right in her wheelhouse, and she can make it.
And launching a long three is Belmont. That goes over the rim. Diana with the ball. She'll kick it over to Flanagan, back to Diana to set up the offense.
You know, I think that next season the Spy Ponders are going to have a little bit of a challenge, and that's where to place Wicks and Connolly on the floor to get the most effectiveness out of them, because as you see a big three-pointer there by Bergdorf. You know, I think that one of the issues that they have is they're not quite sure how to best utilize both of them on the court at the same time.
Both are kind of nifty point guards.
Very
different styles of play. Maybe we'll get into that as the game goes on. And here comes Megan Tan with a steal, coast to coast, misses the layup, and Annie Harris will get whistled for the foul. So some effective defense from Megan Tan, but she can't convert.
No, she can't convert, but I think there's a lesson with the Spy Ponders there. That's a pass that maybe goes against some of the lesser skilled teams, right, that can't quite get there to make that steal. You'll learn. You get that picked in a game like this once or twice, maybe twice, hopefully once. Yeah. You'll learn. Don't make that pass again. And that's what people say, well, what's the good of, in a game where you maybe you don't win? Well, that's it right there. You learn how to be better. I don't make that pass next time. It doesn't result in turnover and 2 for the other team. Yeah.
We're playing against this high level of competition is, and you can't prepare for it in practice, right? And you didn't see it against Winchester. Winchester played hard, but you didn't see this level. We'll see how quickly they adjust.
It's funny you say that, Rob. When I was coaching, we were in the old GBL, and we faced teams that were much quicker than us, Everett, Cambridge, night in and night out. And I would sometimes put on defense 6, sometimes 7, sometimes even 8. But after a while, I learned all that happened was my team learned how to execute against 8 slow players instead of 5 fast ones.
Yeah, right.
So the only way that I could do is sometimes I would bring in veteran players that had played in the
What a great idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, it's funny.
So you would put 6, 7, and 8 defenders
on
the court at practice
to mimic the speed of the other team. But as I said, my team just got better at playing against 8 players, slow players.
Wow. That's a creative approach. Is Maya Bergdorf goes to the line. That foul is whistled against Annie Harris. That is her second. Oh no, that was Carrie Ann Farina. That is her second of the ball game. The 6th for the Spy Ponders.
It's possible, certainly, that, we haven't seen Belmont this year. I touted them as the #1 team in the state because it's a fact. They're the #1 team in the globe in the state. So, and I'm not saying that holds much clout, but it is something. You know, maybe they're a little off their game tonight, but I'm not seeing the same dynamic team I saw last year. But, you know, again, you catch them on a little bit of a strange night. Of course, I say that. They now should probably go on a 40-0 run.
Connolly sends it back to Claire from the free throw line, and she puts it in. It was, in fact, a free throw. Nobody was guarding her, and Claire Ewan gets her first points of the ballgame. It's 21-11. Belmont.
Outstanding offense there. I love the pass back. That's a pass that a lot of point guards are blind to, but not Ava Connolly.
Nice rebound that time by Kaylee Lyons. Belmont knocks it out of her hands and out of bounds. Michelle Mahoney will take it out.
And against it's a team that's going to trap over half court. You got to get it to one side and then reverse it. Phenomenal job there.
Connolly alone in the key, actually not alone, and that shot gets blocked. Diana working the left side. She also likes to work the left side. That brace on 8 on the shot clock. That brace is from an ACL tear last year that Diana had. And once again, Claire Ewan stops and pops her second in a row. Gives the Pawners a little lift, makes it 21-13, 3:50 left to go in the half.
Claire Ewan heating up a couple from the outside, and if Claire Ewan is going to hit that 15-footer, the Spy Ponders are going to be effective.
Ooh, nice block that time by Claire.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, you know, Rob, I'm not going to say this is on purpose. That was absolutely positively an elbow by Giorgio. It didn't connect, but the official made the right call.
Yes.
But why I'm excited is if you throw an elbow towards the head in an MIAA game, that is an ejectable offense, and somebody needs to tell this player that if she throws that elbow in the state championship game, she could possibly be ejected.
She's gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
She wasn't happy with the call either.
No, and that's why I'm a little bit hot right now. I never want to say that I'm in the mind of a player and they did something to try to hurt someone. I'm not saying that.
She was not. She was trapped on the base and she felt the defenders and she was trying to create space.
Okay, but that elbow specifically came out, and a player of Giorgio's experience knows where her elbows are. So it's just something that was very unfortunate. Very.
Yeah. And that ball gets blocked by Giorgio as the shot clock expires. Belmont recovers the ball. Tan at the top of the key calls out. They will run play number 3.
Well, I'll tell you something. You know, every player on the team knows when an elbow like that's thrown, and that's going to electrify everybody, and including because she's an outstanding player. Giorgio right there makes a nice pivot move to the basket. And elbows, of course, are the part of the game. It's a contact sport.
Giorgio swishes home the free throw. That's her third point of the ball game. I will say only the third point of the ball game for her, and she makes it 22-13 with 2:49 left to go in the half.
Last year, if there was a hole in Giorgio's game, it was right about taking that little foul line jumper. She couldn't make one from with Noah Gardner, but getting early on, I felt they were trying to get her the ball a little more last year. This year, this seems to be a little bit more of a balanced attack. It's
interesting. Coach Melissa Hart pulled Giorgio and walked over and is talking to her, and they're talking about elbows right over there. So I think she picked up the same thing you did. As Diana Wicks nails a 20-footer, gets on track, 22-15. Belmont.
This is what Wicks has been doing all year long, better than any Spy Ponder. She's been able to dribble, drive, and create outside shots for herself.
Spy Ponder is keeping this game close, down by 7. And we have a travel. They'll get the ball back, so they're going on a little run here, and they have an opportunity to make this a 2-possession ballgame.
That's a 1-2-2 defense right there by Coach Demare, and it was packed in, but it's shading with the ball. Good movement. Player got a little spooked. Nice turnover. Got to go forward, girls.
Aaron Walsh will try to dribble it over, and that is stolen by Belmont. And stolen back by the Spy Ponders. Actually not stolen back, but tipped out of bounds by Michelle Mahoney. That'll be Belmont's ball.
Yeah, you saw right there with the two players quickly reversing the ball back. At one point, you do have to reverse those balls, but eventually you have to go forward, and it's kind of you got to find the happy medium.
18 on the shot clock, 7-point lead for Belmont, minute 47 left to play. Here comes Minkazi in the lane, throws it up with her left hand, no. And Belmont, that was number 31, Ella Gagnon, who tossed it off of Michelle Mahoney's hands. That'll remain Belmont ball.
Belmont, they know what players can do what with the ball, and they get it to them in the right spots. Right there, you saw a pass made to the player right at the right time.
So Tan wants it. Nice defense by Erin Walsh that time, denying her the baseline. And we have a travel call that time against Gagnon.
Well, I'll tell you what happened, Professor. My opinion, I don't think Belmont identified that as man. They switched out of the out of bounds. Mark Damari switched back to man. They didn't identify that. The players were kind of a zone offense. Everyone was trying to stand there, trying to find the gaps in the zone. But they were in man.
So is there any way to jinx them with that? Are they the best team in the state at recognizing defense?
Of course they are, and they've scored. I don't know, over 30 points in every game in the last 15 years.
Love it. Love it. No way the Spy Ponders can cut the lead to 5 or even 4.
None.
Right on. We'll see what happens next. It's in the bag, folks. Oh, no. Megan Tan trying to go coast to coast. Walsh is there. Tan throws it up. No. Walsh doesn't put on the plate. Does a good job retreating and bothering the shot. And she's rewarded by getting the Spy Ponders the ball back.
A phenomenal, absolutely outstanding job by Walsh there, who not only hustled to get back and defend Tan at the basket. You see a beautiful block there. She was able to then hustle for the ball.
So 23 on the shot clock, 22-15 Belmont, 50 seconds left to go in the first half.
Spy Ponders have struggled quite a bit with out-of-bounds plays this season, and we'll see it again there.
Belmont with the ball in the 7-point lead into the attacking zone. Tan will tee up a long 3. In and out, heartbreak for her. Players fight for the ball. That'll be a foul called against Gagnon.
Well, we saw that elbow fly there. I can tell you that almost every official that I've ever been around, when they see something like that, they're going to start calling things pretty tight. Saw it down here. We took a couple tic-tac. I don't know what went down, what shenanigans went down low there, but whistle's blown.
34 seconds left to go in the first half. Connolly is triple teamed. She escapes. Deep 3 from Wicks. Boom! Diana Wicks cuts the lead to 4.
Wicks way downtown, bang, and she continues her effective outside offense.
15 seconds left to go in the half.
Place is going nuts.
10, 8.
They're the best second quarter, end of quarter shot team in the. Sorry. That was bad. No good.
It wasn't great execution, but it worked anyway.
Yeah.
0.8 seconds left to go, so they're going to have to get the ball and try to volleyball one up. Oh, and they do.
They sure do. Oh. Holy cow. That was absolutely phenomenal. You can't draw it up better than that. She lobs the ball right to where the player could handle it, kind of trampoline to the basket, bing, bang, boom.
That was, and conversely, that was a heartbreak for the Spy Ponders. There was 0.8 seconds left on the board. There was one and only one way Belmont could score, and they found it.
They sure did. I'll tell you. I coached a lot of years. I didn't have that play in my arsenal at a moment's notice. They did,
right? And
that's where preparation wins ball games, right? That 2 points, who knows where you're going to need 2 points, but that's the stuff right there. That's the little things that win basketball games. Absolutely outstanding.
So we roll into halftime with the score: Belmont Marauders 24, Arlington Spy Ponders 18. And with that, why don't you pop a Coke, and we will see you shortly for exciting second half action.
You are watching ACMi Sports' coverage of Arlington basketball. Where would you rather be than right here and right now?
And welcome back to the Taz. We are back from halftime with a score: Belmont Marauders 24, Arlington 18. Tonight our producer and cameraman is Alex Van Thong. I'm Rob Anthony alongside the coach Scott Zwick. And let me recap the scoring, actually. Scott, the high point person for the game is Maya Bergdorf. She has 9 points. And Megan Tan has 5 for the Marauders, and they have 4 players with 3 and 2. For the Spy Ponders, leading all scorers is Diana Wicks with 7. Claire Ewan has 4. Kirianne Farina 3. Kate Demery 2, and Kaylee Lyons 2. And Scott, as we think ahead to the second half, what do the Spy Ponders have to do to try to bring this one home?
Well, 24-18, it was 24-16. I mean, it was a 22-18 before that magnificent last second play. But, the Spy Ponders, I mean, you couldn't ask for much better of a first half to be in position. But, I'm not looking at the Spy Ponders thinking they've played their most outstanding half of the season. So from that point of view, it's very encouraging that let's get going here. But on the other hand, I wasn't very impressed with Belmont's effort there in the first half. So I would expect much improvement from them in the second.
Yeah, this is the #1 team in the state that we're looking at.
Undefeated.
And, undefeated, so they have to be feeling, I think, a little urgency here. They don't want to, slip at the end of the year looking into the playoffs.
No, and Melissa Hart, we saw her last year. She's an energetic coach that demands a lot out of her players. And I can tell you, I doubt she was happy at the half.
So Farina misses a shot. Belmont gets the rebounds. That's Nina Mikazi.
Rob, this is certainly not a criticism of Coach Hart or anything like that. As you see, a nice stop and pop there.
That was Jane Mahone.
Yeah, Jane Mahone. These offenses these days, they're not continuous and they don't go side to side. You saw it there; it's almost like a triangle. The ball kind of gets stuck on one side. And, Belmont's offense just is a little bit direct.
Spy Ponders miss a couple at the rim. Here comes Megan Tan. Spy Ponders do a nice job getting back on defense. Belmont will set up the offense. They get under Mahone. She's pushed from behind by Annie Harris. We'll see what that is for Annie. I think that could be her second of the ball game, first of the half.
Yeah, that's a foul. Third. That's
her third foul.
Yeah, that's tough for the senior on senior night. Gonna have to take a seat, but she's been effective down low, especially in the defensive end.
And that's Giorgio turns, makes a move, throws up a shot, doesn't draw iron. Mikazi wheels, can't deal. Underneath to Giorgio, she draws contact. They'll call that against Claire Ewan. So Claire picks up a quick foul, and Annie picks up a quick foul to start the second half. Not good for the Spy Ponders.
No, and Giorgio, that first time, I believe she had Kate Demare on her, and she finishes with the cup there with a nice left hand. So she shows that she can be effective down low.
That was Claire's second foul of the ball game. 17 on the shot clock.
So they'll have Wicks run the point here. And, I think Mark Mare is thinking a lot, just what we were talking about in the first, that he's got 2 dynamic players that can both play the point and try to figure out what works best.
And what works best for the Belmont Marauders is Jane Mahone with her second bucket of the game, and they rush out to a 12-point lead, 30-18.
Now, on a night where the seniors are being honored for the Spy Ponders, we see Belmont coming out in the second half and doing what seniors do with 4 seniors in their starting lineup, and that's, they bear down and get the job done, and they know how to do it, and when people have to be where, and so forth. And we saw that right there. They come out. Not a big surprise to me. I certainly didn't want to predict it was going to happen, but Belmont's coming with a little pep in their step. Now the challenge here for the Spy Ponders is okay. You took a hit. Can you punch back? Now can you gain your ground? Your equilibrium and fight back? And it's a tough task, but we'll see if they're up to it.
So on the floor for the Spy Ponders will be Connolly, Ewan, Farina, Wicks, and Demery. Spy Ponders ball looks like the Marauders are going to pick up full court.
Yeah, full court man here, so they're going to really make Ava Connolly work. Okay, so I actually had my eye on Ava Connolly. They got tan for a hold, and the only reason she got that call is because Ava Connolly didn't look for it. She stopped. This is a tough inbounds pass here to make.
And second foul of the ball game. They do get it in Claire. Claire to Demery, picks up her dribble. Connolly in a little bit of trouble, but she escapes. Harry Houdini style. Farina gets free at the base, throws it up with her left hand, no. Struggle for the rebound. And they're going to call a jump ball. And this jump ball is going to go Belmont's way.
It sure is, and Arlington's going to have to get ready to try to get the ball over half court without Ava Connolly helping, because they are putting a high premium on making sure she doesn't dribble.
Steal by Farina. 2-on-3, gets ahead to Connolly. She shoots the seam, puts it up, no. Farina with a rebound, stolen back by Tan. Here comes Tan. She goes coast to coast, misses the layup. Claire tips it to herself, back to Demery, to Connolly. She'll stop and pop from 15 off the back of the rim. Some fast and furious action here from the Taz, but no points. 30-18 Belmont. They have the ball, 4:52 to go in the third.
Frenetic action here at the Taz, but no one can put it in the basket. Giorgio says, well, I can. Bing, bang, boom.
That's Jess Giorgio's game right there. You can't leave her open at the rim, and she makes the spot on his peg. She comes right back and steals the ball.
Giorgio doing it on both ends of the court as Belmont looks to break, can't get it to go. But kind of a lid on the basket for both teams. Only Giorgio's been able to put one through.
We'll see if Connolly can put it through. No. That was an air ball, and that goes off the end line. That'll be Belmont's ball. They lead at 32-18, 4:20 to go in the second quarter. Belmont is pulling away a little bit.
They are, and what they're really doing is they're beating people to spots. They're being very physical. And one of the side effects of physical play is when you finally do get a shot at the basket, your muscles are a little fatigued, but more importantly, your brain's fried from executing all that physicality, and sometimes it's tough to make shots.
Yeah, that's a good point. So the Spy Pounders pull back into his zone. It's like a little 1-2-2. Number 41 will have the shot. That's Bergdorf. Misses it. Spy Pounders controlling the glass tonight. Carrie Ann Farino bursts into the front court and lays up a little bunny at the glass. Carrie Ann Farino for two.
Carrie Ann Farina stopping and popping a little 6-footer there. The window off the window for two. That's the type of move she's progressed to. That's the level she's at right now. Very high.
And she converts the three-point play. That makes it 32-21 Belmont. That is Carrie Ann's 6th point of the ballgame.
Well, she's someone that's improved dramatically over the course of her career, but specifically her senior year. And a lot of her actually has confidence base. She's got to believe in the talent that she does have, which is high and vast.
Belmont working the ball around the horn against the zone. Spy Pounders are providing a little pressure out of the zone.
They are. The guards are kind of coming out and extending, and everyone else is kind of going to the middle. And that's the third time this game that kind of an unforced error for Belmont, but I don't think it is. You pointed out that the guards are aggressive, and that just makes people think twice before they do any move. And right there, you had a big turnover.
So Spy Pounders can cut this lead to under 10 points in this possession. We're down 11. Wicks has the ball. She gets into the lane, throws up a nice high arcing layup for two off the glass, Diana Wicks.
That's the talent Diana Wicks has. That's the most spectacular move we've seen here tonight. Next level move. That's a college move. A little Euro step to the basket and finish.
And Giorgio has the ball underneath, and Wicks that time blocks her as she gets the ball about to her shoulders. Wicks didn't like the call, but Giorgio will go to the line for two, and they are up 9.
Wicks doesn't like. Giorgio doesn't like. Wicks doesn't like the call, but
that was a good call.
I think it was a good call, but I think Wicks shouldn't be too down on herself. And I know Mark Damari, and she's aggressive with some help side defense there. Got her hand on the ball, and Giorgio obviously struggles from the free throw line.
Thanks, man.
Sorry.
Thanks, man.
My bad. Holy cow. I'm reverse jinxing everybody tonight.
33-23. Ooh, Kaylee Lyons recovers the ball. Claire has her shot blocked. And foul's going to be called against Belmont. I didn't really see who the culprit was.
Yeah, it was helter-skelter play. That's another. We talked in the first half about plays you'll make against extraordinary teams that you'll learn real quick. I shouldn't. That's a bad pass or a bad shot. And that was one that certainly Claire will learn. She took a little stop in her popper from 15 feet out, something she's done all year without issue, and then she got it kind of stuffed back down her throat. She's going to learn, I need a little more space for this, and, this is a shot I've got to wait, maybe move the ball one more time, let it come back, and then fire away.
And meanwhile, that was Jess Giorgio's third foul of the ballgame, so she will take a seat. Spy Ponders could catch a little break there. Kaylee Lyons has the ball stripped away by Christofori. That'll be Spy Ponders' ball on the alternating possession rule. That could teach Lyons not to pick up a dribble.
Yeah, the lessons are coming fast and furious now, but fortunately for the Spy Ponders, it's a 10-point game. You're still in the ball game. 5 baskets, is all it is, and it's tough to learn on the fly. But if you can do it and you can get to the point where it's a tight game, you might have a chance, especially with Giorgio on the bench. What do we have here?
Well, that's another foul on the Belmont Marauders. This physicality you talked about is going a little bit over the line, says John LeQuinn, and they're picking up fouls. That's their 4th of the half.
Yeah, well, that foul, I know I've seen that foul. Where that foul suggests to me that there's some nonsense going on down low or away from the ball. The officials are like, enough of this, girls. We're going to play basketball and keep our mind on the task.
Connolly just misses. Ewan picks up the ball, but it's on the end line. That'll be Belmont's ball. They lead it by 10, 33-23 with 2:33 left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, so there's an energy in the building right now, and it's coming from the floor. These are rivals. This is, Belmont and Arlington are crosstown rivals. These players have played against each other their whole lives. The story for the sophomore specifically, and even the 2 seniors, has been the same story for 4 years. Belmonts are the big girls on the block, and they have everything that Arlington wants, and Arlington wants to go take it from them. So you 10-point game, 2:33 left in the third. These players in the court know we can still win this game. Let's go right here. Things are getting physical. They're pushing back on Belmont. And tempers might be getting a little high, and that's fine. That's healthy. That's what good competition is all about.
Tempers are getting a little high on the sideline.
Yes.
I saw Melissa Hart riding referee John LeQuinn pretty hard, and Jess Giorgio, as she came off the floor, was riding referee Dave Eggleston pretty hard. So, maybe the players imitate the coach a little bit, who's, sometimes hotter heads prevailed, but you feel the temperature of this game rising. We are above 98.6 at this point in time.
No doubt, and I was doing the Winchester Woburn game. We saw that game end with the coach and the other team literally screaming at the official on the floor. And you hit the nail on the head, Rob. Players learn from what the coach does.
Oh, and we have a travel that time. I think that was Carrie Ann in the key trying to kick it out to Annie. Whistled for the jet blue there.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Belmont does from here on out, because I can tell you that whatever her most inspirational and words of advice from Coach Hart were coming right there.
12 left in the shot clock. 10. Christofori for a long 3, no. Ball kicks all the way back to Ava. She'll try to kick it way up to Wicks. Wicks gets the ball but doesn't have a shot. She pulls it back out. Throws it across the court to Ava. 2. Ewan, who puts it in for 2.
Bing, bang, boom. That's the most effective and spectacular transition for the Spy Ponders this year. Holy cow, what a great defensive stand, and then perfect offense.
Long shot by Belmont, no. Carrie Ann fights for it but knocks it out of bounds. So we have an 8-point ball game, folks. Spy Ponders are hanging around with 1:30 left to go in the third quarter.
They sure are, and I'll tell you something. I found out what Belmont's kryptonite is a 1-2-2 zone. They don't like it. They don't move well against it, and they don't have plays that run effectively.
And Minkazi misses. Wicks with a rebound. She tips it to Harris. Harris gets to Ava in the middle of the floor. Ava's looking for early offense. Underneath to Serena, she is stuffed at the hoop.
The learning continues for the Spy Ponders, but they got to keep the aggression up on the defensive end. And they're in man now. Holy cow. I guess, whoa, all right.
Just a forward to Minkazi.
They did well protecting the middle on this man defense in the first half.
And that was the bunny hop and the P-patch, I think. That's number 42. Emma McDevitt, and she puts it in for two. They take a 10-point lead, 35-25. 46 seconds left to go in the third as Mahone is whistled for the foul.
McDevitt, that's kind of her game there. You know, catching with a little pivot and a little kind of a little baby jump hook off the glass. Maybe she shuffled the feet a little bit, but that's what Belmont wants. They want man coverage in the blocks.
Okay, and Farina finds a seam in the zone, is aggressive to the hoop. She gets fouled on the way. That's the first foul of the ball game against Sarah Magnanelli, but the sixth foul. So the Belmont's going to be in the bonus for the rest of their this half after their next foul.
So 10-point game. Any foul is going to result in free throws. So it's go time for the Spy Ponders. I would like to see them come back to that 1-2-2 zone.
Into the attacking zone comes Christopher with a 10-point lead.
Well, they'll stay man, so they're just going to make sure they protect that paint. Help side defense is going to be the key here.
Ball goes underneath to McDevitt, and a foul's called. Dave Eggleston calls a foul. I think they're going to get Annie Harris, and I think Belmont just got bailed out.
I think they did. It might have been on Ava Conn. No, they're going to call it on Annie. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, they're going to call that on Harris. That's
wow.
her fourth of the ball game.
Holy cow.
That I will just say that was a bad call.
Yeah, unless she was grabbing that we couldn't see, but it didn't look like it, and that was a big bailout call.
So this was not the same as the inbound play to end up the first half, but Belmont recovers it. 7 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Long three, no. 4 seconds, 3 seconds.
Absolutely. That is an absolute an offensive foul that time on McDevitt, and she just pushed off with her forearm. A lot of people think you have to put your hand on her forearm, did the push off, and Ava Conley is going to shoot. That is a player control foul, and she's going to have a 1-and-1 here. They're going to shoot 1-and-1. They're going to shoot every time the whistle blows on a contact foul.
And Melissa Hart is just flat yelling at both of the refs. I sometimes wonder what it takes to get a technical foul.
Well, I know I've gotten a few of them, and it's been a lot less than that, and that's just not what we're looking for in this competition at this level. We're going to scream at people, and I'm gonna just go on a little bit of a diatribe here because I haven't spoken to you about it, but I was at Winchester Woburn. These are the two rivals the other night, and the game. The last play of the game was just a rudimentary jump ball, and the coach was going bananas. And I asked the Woburn coach, and Tom Sullivan, and Tom Sullivan is an effective coach, outstanding. 15-year veteran, but he's screaming at these officials. And I asked after the game, what happened? He just didn't like the calls throughout the game. And I said, wow, he's going to come out and kind of embarrass himself in that fashion. Now, I'm not even hinting that Melissa Hart is embarrassing anyone, but when you're this demonstrative and this is a learning environment. It's a school game.
Yeah,
it just sends the wrong message to me. It's the wrong flavor. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I completely agree with you, and there gets to be a culture that permeates a team and its fans. So Woburn was in here, and I'll say that at the boys, the referees had to tell a fan to be quiet, and there was a fan for the girls sitting right up here by the booth and just complaining about every call, and maybe it does start with the coach.
If we respect our leaders and we think they're important in our society, it's a big finish there. then what the coach does and says is going to have an impact, period, end of story.
That was Maya Bergdorf giving Belmont a 12-point lead as the fourth quarter opens. They have a 37-25 lead, 7:30 left to go as Annie gets into the lane and throws it up. She's whistled for a travel. So Coach Mark Demery is rolling the dice, playing Annie here with 4 fouls.
And, so let's at least, you see Mark Demari over there comporting himself with class and dignity. I don't think he said two words the entire game. And people might look over and, well, that coach doesn't care. He cares just as much as a coach that's yelling and screaming. I don't want to go into too much, so I'm going to end it at that and focus on the fantastic action.
And Megan Tan misses some fantastic rebounding that time by Annie Harris. So Giorgio and Harris tie up, and that'll go Arlington's way. So some toughness shown there by Harris against a much taller Giorgio.
Yeah, this Giorgio has a body language about her. That's the only way I can describe it that is angry.
Long three by Wicks, no. Rebound Belmont. So we don't keep rebounding stats. I wager that the Spy Pounders out-rebounded the Marauders in the first half, but the Marauders starting to control the glass here come crunch time in the second half. They have a 12-point lead.
The Spy Pounders actually controlled the glass when it was 1-2-2 zone. Beautiful block there by Claire. And she retrieves the basketball, and here we go. WOW.
And Annie will try to go coast to coast. She throws it up off the top of the backboard. Does not fall into the hoop. So Annie Harris trying to do it all. That one was maybe a bridge too far.
Yeah, maybe a bridge too far. I think what happened was, I think sometimes it happens. I think I'm going to shoot, and you get in your shooting motion. Oh, what am I doing here? And so I think it's a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah. 6:25 left to go in the ball game. 37-25 Belmont.
I mean, that's one of the beauties of the courage to play these sports, that your mistakes are made in front of many, many people, whereas most of us make mistakes and we just go, oh, shucks, and move on.
Yeah, right, exactly. Belmont working the ball around the horn.
They don't want to shoot this ball from the outside. They just don't want to. They don't like the zone. I'll tell you, that's a great rebound there by Carrie Ann Farina. Folks, I've coached a 1-2-2 for years. That was my defense, and that's a weak side rebound that's tough. The wing has to come all the way down and block out, and they got to get there hard and fast. That's exactly what she did. She got there hard and fast, and that's why she's shooting, and it wasn't a foul on Carrie Ann.
And that's the 8th foul of the ball game for Belmont. So we are in the 1-1, and the Spy Pounders have an opportunity for points, taking no time off the clock, which is what they're going to need to climb back in this ball game.
Well, yeah, and it's only 12, and they got the ball back here. And we look up, and this is a tight game right here. If this goes, no.
That was Claire Flanagan just missed, and they'll pull back into the 1-2-2.
Belmont is struggling against this 1-2-2, and they're going to have to hit this shot right here, or this is going to be a long end of the game. Bing, bang, boom for 32.
So that's Jane Mahone. That's her 6th point of the ball game, all in the second half. They take a 14-point lead.
I hope Coach Damari says, I'll make you do it a bunch of times before I move out of this. There's a foul. Absolutely. Belmont is very aggressive, but there's a couple of ways you can be aggressive, and one of the ways to be aggressive is to make up for a lack of hustle. And I've seen that a little bit from Belmont. I'm not blown away by their effort, by the way they attack the races on the court. They're tough, they're talented, but Spy Pounders are right in this.
And Ewan hits the first. That makes it 39-26. That is the 7th point of the ball game for Claire. She'll have the opportunity to cut the lead to 12 with this second free throw.
Belmont there's a level of frustration building. We saw the coach demonstrated, in kind of being aggressive towards officials. Stay the course, Spy Pounders. 6-7 baskets. They got to prove they can hit that little corner shot against the 1-2-2. 5:22
left in the ball game. 39-27.
Pack this in. They don't want to shoot. They're not going to shoot from the top. They haven't yet. And they got to get 2 players in the top. They don't have it. They don't play. I don't think they know how to play a 1-2-2. I really don't. Look at this. They're all matched up. You got to get. Wow.
Ninkazi with a rebound. She lays it up with her left hand. And Ninkazi Lindemann Kazi bails out the Marauders.
Well, and then an unforced error, Rob. So I said, if I know about the 1-2-2, how can that happen, Coach? Well, what happens in the 1-2-2 is you can get spread out. The backside is going to be blocking out the post player, and that's the one place in the 1-2-2 where you can grab a rebound.
Good call. 41-27, 4:47 left to go in the ball game. Belmont doing a good job working clock now. Spy Pounders are flying around, unable to get the steal.
Phenomenal.
Rebound Marauders, they'll have an opportunity to take some more time off the clock.
I hope they stick with this. I hope they keep trying because they're doing the right things. They're not getting perfect execution out of it. There, you got to hit that. Nope. We'll go the other way. Oh, there we go.
Nice play that time by Kaylee Lyons. And a little whoopsie-doopsie-doo. That'll go Spy Pounders' way.
Yeah, they're doing a little Fred Astaire there. And here come the Spy Pounders.
I'd like to see the Spy Pounders get a bucket here.
They deserve it. Justice doesn't always happen on an athletic field, but if there is justice, they're going to get two. You see a foul there. And what's happening there? Claire beats Person Gardner to the ball. Maybe it's not a fantastic pass, but she's not going to give up on it, not going to give up on her teammate. Now she's shooting 2 free throws. This game ain't rocket science, folks. It's not rocket science.
41-27 Belmont.
Win the races. Support each other and try as hard as you can, and you're going to have success.
Claire's third free throw of the ball game. 41-28. We're creeping up on some justice in this possession. You told me the other day, justice is what love looks like in public.
There you go.
There you go.
Wow.
I don't know what that has to do with that.
Yeah,
the basketball game. This is the education channel, so got to throw in some justice quotes now and again.
Absolutely.
As Claire misses a second. So 4 minutes to go in the ball game. 41-28 Belmont.
So now they'll pack it in. Now they're going to hopefully try to get them to make that shot from the corner. Belmont can't make that one, and that's why they won't shoot it. But they can do this, get a little lucky serendipitous play. Bing, bang, bum.
That was Ella Gagnon there, and that was, a little luck. She was in the right place at the right time, but she did make the shot. That makes it 3.5 minutes left to go. This one is, in fact, slipping away.
It is. Even the broken clock's right twice a day. That's where we saw that down there. Some of the ball just bounces the wrong way. The team that's trying the hard doesn't always get the breaks, and that's what you see right there. I don't look out here and see Belmont extending this lead and say, "Whoa, they're really stepping up here."
Right.
I'm not saying that they're playing poorly, but nothing dynamic or special. Certainly for an undefeated #1 team in the state of Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw last year in the tournament there were the team they lost to was a lot better than this.
Yeah.
And the teams after them were even better.
Yeah. And on the flip side, I think we're seeing what grit and determination can do on a basketball court with Spy Pounders.
No doubt. And you just caught me there. Thank you, partner. You caught me focusing on the negative. I'm focusing on why Belmont isn't getting certain things done instead of focusing on Arlington, what the hard work they're doing to make them struggle, right? I just fell into the classic trap of the fan. Ooh, somebody's struggling, so whose fault is it, right? It's not somebody's fault. Somebody's doing something really well, and the other team's struggling because of that. So maybe focus on the positive. Thanks, partner.
And Annie Harris, with her first point of the ball game, makes it 43-29. Was that not a foul there against Jane Mahone? I think there was a lot of contact. I think she fell into Annie and pushed Annie pretty hard. See Melissa Hart stomp her feet and raise her hands and laugh at the official. So I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Let's focus on the ball game. 2:35 left to go, 43-29.
Got me all boiled up, and now I can't talk about it.
Yeah, right.
Partner, what about this coach? I tell you, but we're going to talk about that. Oh, really? Great. I'll talk to my dog about it later.
Talk to your dog about it.
Harley, he always likes talking about officials.
Yeah, right.
As long as he has a snack.
I'll talk to my cat about it. My cat is 8 pounds of mean.
Yes, I can attest to that.
Yeah.
But so 223, 43-29 Spy Ponders down to the number one team in the state of Massachusetts in Belmont. But you have to like the effort of the seniors, Farina and Harris, as we see going to the basket and making a tremendous dribble drive is Claire Ewan. Bing, bang, boom.
Claire's played a great game tonight. Her usual stellar defensive play, and but she's made good decisions with the basketball and put the ball in the hoop. That's her 11th point.
Claire's tough as hell. As simple as that, as we see Farina dribbling a great pass there and finishing. No!
Oh my gosh! I thought we might have to call home and tell the cat I'm going to be late tonight.
Yeah, we used to say at Arlington High, if the ball got stuck up there, practice was over because we never had tall enough to jump up and touch it.
Yeah.
But that kind of sums up a lot of this game and maybe even a lot of the season so far for the Spy Ponders. But, better days are ahead, and they're coming next week.
Well, so let's talk about this. So this game is in the refrigerator, as I like to say, and the lights are out, and the eggs are cooling, the Jello's giggling.
I'm sorry, partner. I apologize. That is the last straw with me with this Giorgio. That is another foul committed by her. They don't call. Actually, maybe they did. And I'm just getting.
She fouls out of the ball.
I'm getting upset because I'm seeing that Claire Ewan has not been disqualified from this game for foul calls. She's not complaining. She's going after the ball, and they did. So I was going to get hot at the official, but they make a nice call there. She earned that call. I believe, in a game, if you were to ask me right now, who played better tonight? Who's the more talented player? Claire Ewan. Claire Ewan, hands down.
Yeah.
She's quicker, but more importantly, she's tougher. Tougher mentally and tougher physically. And, Giorgio is a tremendous player, has worked hard at her craft, but right now, I'm really a little bit more excited about Claire Ewan's future.
I agree. And Claire's in the double bonus. She'll have 2 free throws. Doesn't get the first to go. And so let's talk about the future. So the Spy Ponders are 9-7. They'll fall to 9-7 overall, 8-7 in league. What do they have to look forward to?
Well, I'll tell you something right away. This is why people ask, why do you scout these games? I'll tell you why. Because if you weren't here watching them play this 1-2-2 zone, and that smacks you in the mouth, say next game or in the first game of the tournament, you're going to be in huge trouble because they play this zone well, and they play it tough, and they rebound out of it. It masks a lot of their problems. So, I don't know if Coach Mark Murray is on the same wavelength as me. I'm sure he sees how effective it is. And here goes a steal for Claire, try to go coast to coast. So that's certainly one thing. And certainly for the seniors moving forward, it's, this is it. This is what you worked, all these 4 years for.
So 28 seconds left in the ball game. 12-point lead for Belmont as the clock winds down. They have to put up one more shot, and they do. They will draw iron. That is Emma McDevitt who will go to the line.
Well, the Belmont must not be in the NBA, because if you take that shot in the NBA, you're going to be ostracized and humiliated because people are going to say, what are you doing running the score up? But, yeah, I'm sure they don't play by those silly rules. But, for Belmont, Robbie, who they are coming up? I'm sorry, who are we talking about? I can't remember.
Arlington.
Right. So the road ahead for them is, I believe it's at Billerica and then Reading. So, 2 tough games. I believe they've got to win one. Right?
I think they have to win one to get to the play.
Right. So.
Right, and Belmont.
Kind of right where we were last year, right?
Belmont on the 16th will play. Which is Saturday.
Yeah.
We'll play in the Comcast tournament because Cathedral.
Cathedral
is the number 2 team in the state and is also undefeated.
So there it is, and there's nuts to me for not doing my homework. Maybe that's why they're a little lackadaisical tonight. The brain's looking ahead, but a phenomenal effort by especially the Spy Ponders as the game ends in a 43-31 loss. But if you're the Spy Ponders, Rob, all systems are go. So they're in the same place they were basically a year from now, and they've got to win a game. They're going to win a difficult game. They're going to try their best, and so there's the improvement. Literally looking you right in the eye. Can you prove you've improved? And go out, grab a win, and then move on forward.
And a playoff appearance would be terrific for this team.
There's no doubt. It is something. It's been the buzz the last 2 years, right? That we've always been talking about the record, always with regards to 500, which is the qualifier for the tournaments. That's what this has been all about, whether they can make the tournament, if the young players can perform in the tournament, this sort of thing. And now that all that talk can come into a realization of a dream and a goal.
So let's take a look at the scoring here for first for the visiting Belmont Marauders. The high score of the game was Maya Bergdorf. She had 11. Jess Giorgio had 8. Jane Mahone had 6. Mina Minkazi had 4. Bridget Martin had 3. And Kiki Cristofori and Emma McDevitt had 2. For the Spy Ponders, Claire Ewan had 11. Diana Wicks had 9. Carrie Ann Farina with 6. Kate Demery with 2. Kaylee Lyons with 2. And Annie Harris with 1. So, Scott, players of the game?
Well, I'm going to hand Belmont to you because I was taking a quick glance. I think I'll struggle, but if I'm going to go with the Spy Ponders, I know it's senior night, and both seniors played with passion and energy, but I would be remiss. To me, this award would mean nothing if I was to give it to anyone other than Claire Ewan. I thought tonight she was matched up mostly against Giorgio. And I thought this is kind of her coming out party. Giorgio's a college level player. Well, so am I, and I'm here at Arlington. And this is where I play. So maybe come look at me. That's how impressed I was with this performance tonight.
Yeah, Claire was outstanding as always. Did it on both ends.
Yeah,
very unselfish player also for the Belmont Marauders. I'm going to go with Maya Bergdorf.
Yes.
She was a high point scorer, but she did it in a lot of ways. She hit a big 3. She was, I think, a calming influence on this team. She, as things were going crazy, she found spots on the floor where she could get shots, hit shots, had a couple free throws. I was pretty impressed with Maya Bergdorf. She'll be the ACMi Player of the Game for the Belmont Marauders, which brings us to the Bing Bang Boom Award.
Bing Bang Boom Award, it is senior night, and Arlington 2 seniors most definitely gave tremendous heart and determination in this game, but more so, this might be one of the Bing Bang Boom Awards I give out for, longevity of work and effort, that sort of thing. 4 years given to this program, I wouldn't even want to fathom to add it up, the hours of service specifically for basketball to try to improve, to try to help the team win. And, they should be proud of themselves. We're proud of them. And that's obviously Annie Harris and Carrie Farina.
Outstanding call there. A great night for the seniors to celebrate with a Bing Bang Boom. And, again, we couldn't have been, I think, both of us more impressed with the effort that they gave tonight, bowing 43-31 to the number 1 team in the state, keeping it close to the whole game. And this is a Belmont team that scored a lot of points this season, and the Spy Ponders shut them off like a spigot on a hose. So maybe with that, we will call the game for our producer and cameraman Alex Van Thong, the always exciting and outstanding coach Scott Zwick. I'm Rob Anthony. Effervescent. I'm Rob Anthony, and the final score is Belmont 43, Arlington 31.